Cool. Should be live. Oh yeah, Tennessee Mike says we're almost at 90,000. We are getting there for sure. Almost at 90,000. What do my stats say? Yeah. I'm at 88,981. So getting there. Probably if everything goes well, it should hit 90,000 towards the end of the year. Obviously, I'll do a 90,000 subscriber giveaway. I've been slowly building up some giveaway items. So, yep, we're on the way. Fedora Gents here, Bean Boys here, Anonymous Watch Guy. Aaron's Watches, YZ80's here, Nate Dog checking in. Let's see, Evan is here. Yeah, people are going to roll in. 4 o'clock, Crown, Floridian. Joe Smoke is here. Cool, we got a lot of the regulars chiming in. I put out some watches, a different variety too. Good mix of watches out on the table today. Paul's checking in from Dallas. Yeah, the time change. I'm still off work temporarily with a medical thing dealing with my foot, so the time thing really hasn't bothered me too much. MM10 is here. Thanks for joining. Josh Carter, Ginger Down Under. Yeah, MM10 posted up in the Discord earlier about 2 different sizes of the Tissot PRX. He was trying to decide which one. I told him he should go with the larger one. So Kevin's checking in from the East Coast up in Maine. Carlos Bella checking in from South Florida. Nice and warm down there, I'm sure. Michael joining us. Thanks. Let's see. Tim, Kansas City Tim is checking in. Thanks for joining. I wonder if we'll see Dane. I haven't talked to Dane in a while. I wonder what he's up to. Oh, you're watching the Chiefs games on too. Well, thanks for kind of chiming in. Evan says, you guys seen the new Seiko Alpinist Red Dial Sapphire 6-star? Yeah, that's a limited edition, 1,000 made, and it's an Australia only release. I forget the part number, but we could probably go share screen, go here, and then we could probably go over here, and we could go. See if we can dig it up. Yeah, here it is. So SPB 489. It's an Australia only release. And for the people that like the Alpinist or like red watches, I think this is a home run. Doesn't really do much for me, quite frankly, but I think it's really cool. And it's limited edition. So Larry C is here. Yep, Fedora Gent. Thanks for the part number. I wonder if Ginger Down Under or any of my other Australia guys will pick it up. James Duffy's chiming in. Joe and the Badgers here. Thanks for joining. So yeah, pretty cool looking watch. Price point $1,250. A legit limited edition for Seiko. I mean, only 1,000 of them made. That's pretty cool. Special box and all that stuff. So that's all pretty cool. That's a cool image. So apparently Australia looks like Mars with the red soil or something. I don't know what's going on. Is Australia basically Mars? Okay, that's pretty cool. Paul says he's having a little Johnny Walker Blue. I am actually going to have a drink as well. So I'm going to mix it while we're doing it. I bought a bottle of Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. I'm typically not a Jack Daniel's guy. However, today is actually my brother's birthday. So in honor or tribute to my brother, he would drink Jack and Coke. I am going to also drink a Jack and Coke. So a little late to be drinking caffeinated soda, but such is life. I'll mix myself a little Jack and Coke. It's the red center, mate. It's Mars. Ginger. Everything's red in Australia, apparently. I mean, your username says Ginger Down Under, so apparently everybody has red hair, and the dirt is red, and the watches are red. So that's what I've learned today, and I think everyone should just take that, and it is what it is. No way, Chris. Today's your birthday too. Happy birthday, brother. Well, I'll drink to you as well, Chris. That is awesome. Did not know that. Let's see. Uh, Red Brew. I'll try to read some comments here. Anonymous Watch Guy says he's drinking some JTS brown bottled in bond bottom shelf banger. What is JTS? Why do I not know those abbreviations? Kevin's checking in from sunny Florida. Midwestern Watch Dude here. Thanks for joining. James Duffy says, I'm drinking some cold coffee left over from lunch. That, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. I can't wait to see you guys. I'm going to be out there in California to see Mimos in Long Beach in January. Anonymous Watch Guy says it's $18 a bottle. I have not had a $18 bottle of anything in a long time. That's pretty dang affordable. Ari says, Rob, have you seen the new Ginault Expeditioner? I've seen the website. Oh, it's a Heaven Hill product. Okay. John Thompson Street. Bottle and Bond made by Heaven Hill. Got it. Learning. Hey, there's Manny. Thanks for joining, Manny. I did get your message. Thanks for calling, and I will try to call you back. We might just do phone tag back and forth. Let's go back to share screen, and then we'll go to Ginault, and then right there it is. Pops right up. It's the Expeditioner. Kind of a Yachtmaster vibe, but if you look at the dial of this thing, I mean, whatever your thoughts are on Ginault, I can tell you this. They're a freaking really nice watch. They do a hell of a job with the construction of them. And this does not look like a magnified date. Rather, this looks like some sort of enamel dial, because look at the way that's framed in and the way it's sunken down. Even the way it's done around the center post. That has to be an enamel dial. This is a pretty incredible watch. I'll have to reach out to them and see if I can get one in for video, because it's basically a Yachtmaster style bezel insert, but with just an exceptional dial. Could do without the polished center links, but that's part of the look, I suppose. Yeah, that smooth chamfering around the date is pretty slick. Okay, and they have like a silver dial. Yeah, these watches are really nice. And they're going to call it salmon, but that's pink. That's a pink dial. Not a huge fan of that. I would personally, for this build, I would go with the black dial. Unless, is that a blue? The blue might look good too, but I think the black dial is going to be the best one. Yeah, that's just $12.39. It's a pretty good deal. See, Skylar's here. To hell with the Cyclops. If you do a good date window like that, you don't really need the Cyclops. Joe says he's trying to decide between blue and white dial. Let's see. MJ says, like most people, I'm a picky watch buyer. Not liking the name of a watch is enough for me to pass on the watch. Sorry, not sorry. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Well, let's address this question, because we all know what the silent service. Well, no, let's bring up the silent service so we can do a side by side. Great looking watch. Great looking watch. I've owned one of those. Now let's go look up the Squale military, which was going to be this one, which you can get on, actually, you could get on Exquisite, but whatever. We have it. Well, no, let's bring it up on Exquisite, actually, because because we want to compare prices too, because I think these two probably compete with one another price-wise. Do they have this? I think they have this one. Basically this one, and we're going to do it on, you can get it on bracelet as well, but I think the Squale 1521 looks great on mesh. So that's not a very good picture though, is it? Well, that's the picture. Okay. So there's okay. So I'll say this, Manny, the silent service is going to be a better wearing watch, like something that you could probably live with better on a day-to-day basis. I will say that. But it's also maybe a little, I don't want to say boring, but like ordinary, if that makes sense. Like the overall aesthetics of it, the case design, the bracelet, and everything like that, they're great. No, would say the same thing about a Submariner. I think the Submariners are great, one of the best watches out there. But it's boring, it's ordinary. Now, if you jump over to the Squale, and I say it Squale because the origins of the company are actually from Italy. You can say Squale because it's also French, but it's Italy. So I would say personally, I would go for the Squale. The reason being, um, it's less boring. I like the offset crown. I like the case design. The I don't always think this matters, and in most cases, I don't think it matters. But if you do a little deep dive, little rabbit hole searching for the historical value of dive watches, Squale is going to be one of the big contenders. They've been doing it a long time, and they've made a lot of cases for a lot of other companies, and they're cool watches. Yes, Evan, they have a huge watch history. So much so I have a Squale on the way, and I'll share it when I get it in. But let's see. Chrono Craze says, "Hey Rob, your thoughts on these two new colorful divers, new Thailand?" Well, let's go look them up. Okay, let's go. Seiko SRPL 17K. Never heard of that. This one's pretty funky. Let's go here. I think we'll get a better image. That's a pretty wild looking turtle. That's funny because that's a pretty good image. I know it's doctored up a lot, but that's wild. 1,500 pieces. That's fun. That's a fun build. Kind of red, white, and blue. I like it. Let's go. Zodiac. That one's called the Siamese Fighting Fish. Let's go to Zodiac ZO9311. eBay. Can we go? Where can we go? I don't know what this site is. Okay. That's interesting. It's an eBay limit. It's a limited edition with eBay. Kind of rainbow colors. I like the Seiko more, but that's also pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. There's so many freaking watches out there. I can't keep up with them. Let's see. Joe and the Badger says silent service, no date. That would be pretty cool. Chris says the 1521 is great. The crown is a pain in the ass but I can live with it. I agree. The crown is a pain in the ass. I think they could make some subtle changes to make it a better crown to interact with, but it works. No, I've not handled that. Different way to do a Pepsi. Yeah, it is kind of a mix. The more I look at that, the more it's like growing on me. I don't typically gravitate towards blue dials, but if you look at that dial, it's got a wave pattern going on it, and yeah, it's a pretty interesting build. Let's see. Reminds me of the ball. Let's see. Trying to read some comments. I'm still on a German watch kick, looking at another Zinn or Damasco. There's some other really cool German brands too. Actually, did you watch Anonymous Watch Guy? This is kind of a fun one. It's not the same as the Zinn or the Damasco, but I was watching a video today that Teddy Baldessar put out that he was shopping with Segura, the comedian, and he picked up a. Shoot, you know what? I wonder if I think it was a Young Hands. It was a chronograph, but it was like black and orange. I wonder if Exquisite has it or has an image of it. It was this one. And in his video, it looks pretty good here, but in Teddy's video, that watch really popped. That orange is more vibrant or more rich anyway than it shows here. And it's a German watch. It was just a really cool looking watch, and I don't know anything about it. It's got a dish dial. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool watch. And I think he had it listed for like $1,900. So I don't know. I don't even think Exquisite has it in stock, but there's a lot of really cool German made watches out there. The Citizen with the silver leaf lacquer dial is killer, really nice. Yes. I like the, let's see, Chrono says, I really like the Squale 1521 military full lume dial. White dial with an orange cardinal marker. I'm so close to getting it. I should talk to you independently, Chrono, because I'm trying to work on something. Ari says, Rob, you can open a dealership from only your orange watches. And that maybe in the future or something, I might be able to do something like that. See, some watches don't photograph very well. The Royal is like that. Yeah. Does anyone know of a Mecha Quartz with a 12-hour bezel? I don't offhand. Let me show you if I can find it. So this company, Grimaldi watches, they're in Milan. Hey, Jonathan's here, checking in from Las Vegas, I assume. So I picked up a Squale from here, and usually, oh, it's right here. It's this one. I should have it, I think, tomorrow or the next day. What is tomorrow? Tuesday? I'll probably have it Wednesday. But it's a Squale Grimaldi, so it's a limited edition that Grimaldi authorized dealer did with Squale. 1521. Look where the crown is. The crown is top left. So it's an offset destro. I dig that. Oversized orange minute hand. Love it. And an orange lollipop on the second hand. I love it. So they only did 65 of these. And I was hooked, man. I was like, yeah, this is so that was all part of my rabbit hole, trying to track down a Squale that I wanted. And there was a couple that really came to the front, but I wanted no date. So that automatically limits the 1521 a ton. And then I wanted maxi markers and hands and everything. So in limited edition, I love that too. Chrono says, by the way, do you like the newish Destro Doxa orange dial sub 200? I think it's LE. I do like it. I don't know, I don't know if those are, how limited those are going to be. How many, let's check Exquisite to see if they should be under the sub 300. They do not have it listed. I don't know that I would buy it because I already have the standard one. So I would have to like love it enough to like probably sell my sub 300T like this. And I don't know that I love the Destro on the Doxa as much as some other watches. Oh, here it is right here. Oh, they have it in stock. I'll tell you what, I'll see if I can have Tyler send this to me so I can video it. Is it a limited edition? I don't see where it says it's a limited edition. It might be, but I don't see where it obviously says that. I don't know. If I can get Tyler to send it to me and I like it more than mine, then yeah, I would consider selling mine and switching over to a Destro. I would definitely consider that. Yeah, it says they have it in stock. So but if he only has like one, sometimes maybe they don't want to send it to me. But like, and he just sent me a small batch. So some of the watches I have on the desk actually are from them. Like the Squale 1545, the Laco, that new Zodiac that to the right, and then also that smaller 39 Squale over there too. So yeah, well, it's definitely some sort of special edition. I don't know if it's limited. So, well, Evan, it's not. It's a Destro though, and they hadn't done that before. So we're trying to figure out if it's because it's a left-hand crown, is it limited edition or anything like that. And David, I think I videoed a Boltony watch before. That sounds familiar. I know I've handled him. I'd have to like go to my content, go here, Boltony. Yeah, I did the vintage military style chronograph. Is the only one I've done. So I know they're like super affordable, good watches. You're not going to be disappointed in it. It's a good watch. Let's see. Put your random, they'll send it to you, man. Yeah, I mean that's mostly true. They will. I mean, worst case scenario, I have time off work. I could just go down there and video it. Do you have an? I think somebody asked about. Ari asked me. I think somebody else asked me about the Windup too. I didn't go to Windup New York, and quite frankly, the people that I did talk to that went to Windup New York, they said it was a bit much. It was the way the venue was laid out, how tight it was, and all of that. It wasn't as nice as they had hoped it would be. Windup New York is still going to be bonkers. They'd have to find a massive venue. Not the venue that Windup uses in San Francisco is epically perfect. It's right at the pier. It's right at the water. It's large. There's space. You don't feel overwhelmed, crowded, or anything like that. It just worked really well. I suspect they're going to have to move the venue in Chicago as well, but I do plan on going to. Well, I have Mimos in Long Beach, California this January, and as we get closer, I'll give you guys more details because if you're kind of local, then I'd like to meet up for sure. And then there's in March is DC district time, so I'll be going to DC. And then in May should be San Francisco Windup. I plan on going to that. And then is it June or July? I think it's July is Windup Chicago. And then Minutes and Hours is in Chicago, somewhere in there too. So I'll try to go to all of those, but I don't plan on going to New York Windup again. Maybe if they move the venue again to like something really big in their space, maybe, but I doubt it because that's already like That's, Long Beach, California, um, and then DC, and then San Francisco, and then Chicago probably twice. I mean, that's 5 trips, and we're only halfway through the year. So, and I'd like to throw in a trip to Exquisite down in Naples, Florida, at some point too this winter. So that's a lot of travel, a lot of money. So I'll do my best to make that stuff happen, but I have to be careful of my spending, which is ultimately kind of the title of the live, focused purchasing. So I've been trying to slow down. Now I get access to a lot of watches, and some are given to me, but even if they're not, like, I still get to see them, check them out. For example, the one I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing the new Atwood from Oak and Oscar, which is a really cool manual wind column wheel chronograph flyback. So it's a little bit of a departure from the traditional watches that you would see from Oak and Oscar, but yet it's still clearly Oak and Oscar. So I've been wearing this one today after videoing it, and I got to box it back off and send it off. I don't get to keep it, but I'm really connecting with it. It's actually a very enjoyable watch. San Francisco windup earlier this year was good at the new pier location, spacious and lots of good lighting. Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Skylar says the only problem with Wind Up New York is the brands are on top of one another. Yes, each table needs its own room, not only for their own crowd, but for the people who want to talk in between the tabletops and stuff. Yeah, it's you have to have more space. It's just ridiculous. Um, Evan says, I just got Metallica tickets for Brisbane 2025. So stoked, but sacrifices a watch. Man, watches come and go. We don't know how long Metallica is going to tour, or when and how, and everything like that. I'm not big into concerts, but I think that's money way better spent doing an experience like that versus on a watch. I mean, I don't want to pick on Oak and Oscar, but pick on any of those watches, any watches. Um, because at least for me, I'm a serial flipper. They come and go. So this Ari, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to address this. I almost did a response video. I actually texted back and forth with Mark a little bit after he posted that video. And Mark and I are fine. We get along and we have good conversations. And quite frankly, I think Mark is, a pillar in the community. He's been doing this, not just the channel, but he's been dealing with watches for super long time. And I have dealings with Mark long before I was doing this channel, with great stories of his generosity. So for him to put out that video, you could tell if you've watched it once, Ari, I would say go watch it again, because you can tell he talks in circles, and it's almost like he's just kind of thinking out loud and spitballing. It's a very complicated topic, so much so that it's not isolated to just watches. It's everything in the global economy works this way, with it, definitely now with social media influencers, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, pick whatever your source is. It's an impossible conversation. Let's see. I'm trying to, Paul. That would be cool. I think I would go. Honestly, if they started to rotate their locations, that would make sense. Or maybe they're big enough and they have the staff and they have the ability to add a fourth location. That would be pretty cool. Floridian says rates are going up in Naples. 'Tis the season. Yeah, it is. It is what it is. But like, I'll just sleep on the beach or something. It should be fine. Anonymous watch guy, he says, I was going to make a video titled "Give Me Money and a Watch and I'll Say Anything." Which, but that's Mark's point, is, and it's not necessarily not, one avenue that he was necessarily speaking to, but like, that's it's not even a matter of like whether you're questioning if somebody's biased or if they're only going to give a positive review. Because, I mean, if you look at my channel, you look at my videos, if you're an avid watcher or if you watch 3 or 4, it doesn't matter how many videos of mine you've watched. I pretty much tell you like the size of the watch, I show you the watch, and I basically talk about the positive aspects of it. I don't have in my regular format of video um a spot like where I would add like uh okay, these are the negatives or whatever, like a lot of YouTube channels do or other reviewers might do. I don't have that. I don't do that because um I just don't look at watches like that. I don't look at life like that. I don't look at the negative in anything. Am I capable of doing it? Yes, absolutely. But I think, for example, all the watches that are on the table, they all have merit, and there's quite a range of price points on the table, and they all can exist in the same collection. So I, it just doesn't make sense to me why anybody would like focus on the negative of a thing. So, and there's some logic to see. I don't want to. I don't even want to go down that path. So, and then there's this, right? Like Tennessee Mike points out, I've always paid attention to watches you buy. So, and that is one thing if you want to like say like read between the lines, but you got to also understand too. I have manic behavior and compulsiveness behavior as well. So like, don't think I'm like, you know, put that much energy or thought into purchasing a watch. I'm impulsive with a lot of my purchasing. If you wanted to, I don't know why anybody would want to emulate like what I've done with watches. To me, it doesn't make any sense to do it. I've said that over and over. Like, don't do what I'm doing. This is a fantasy land. This is crazy. Definitely don't try to attempt to do what I'm doing. It's probably not smart, but also it is fun. Megazoid, hello. So, like, I got to think of an example. What is your take on the Tudor? Oh, yeah, let's just switch up and we can circle back to it. Tim says, what is the take on the Tudor FXD GMT? Let's take a look. See, let's bring it up on screen because Exquisite now carries Tudor. So we can go right to Exquisite. We can go right to Tudor. And we can go right to, I think they actually have it in stock too, because they just posted it up on Instagram, or they at least have one in. Whether it's sold or not, I don't know. I think that's actually a fantastic looking watch. And I think Bruce Williams actually just put a video out on this too. He doesn't have the watch, but he just brought up a topic on it with a buddy of his. And I think the watch community as a whole pretty much like the looks of this watch. I like the warm tones to it. I like the titanium. I've never owned a watch with fixed spring bars, have I? Maybe. I don't remember. But um yeah, I think it's a freaking home run. Am I going to buy one? Nope, not going to happen. Uh, would I buy one on impulse? Possibly. Maybe if I went down to Naples, Florida, and there was one sitting there, and I put it on, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't live my life without this. My life is not complete without it." I could potentially buy it on a whim. Um, Is that irresponsible to spend $4,600 on a whim for someone of my status? Absolutely. That is a terrible idea. Would I still do it? Potentially, yeah. But no, I don't. I have no intention of buying it. I know I just talked in circles on that, but yeah, the Tudor's amazing. Let's see. Aha. Yeah, I wonder if that's a coincidence. I wonder if Tim also thinks it's a banger and he's also going to try to find one. Maybe that one that Exquisite has is actually going to Tim. We'll see. Okay. What were we talking about before? Oh, I was brushing on the topic of Tennessee Mike saying he pays attention to what I buy. So you could pay attention to what I buy, but then do you pay attention to what I sell? And then do you pay attention to what I keep? And so also like now you're just comparing, your watch collecting to my watch collecting, and I don't think that's good. I think you should I think you should definitely just purchase with your own stamina. Floridian says no purchases on a whim. College tuition. Now, Rob. Yes, yes. See, and that's again. I'll forget about that stuff, and I'll be like, oh, it doesn't matter. I can do all of that. Meanwhile, I'm carrying debt over here that I need to take care of as we lead into the holidays. So I'm going to be managing that, and before you know it, big old tax day comes, and you got to like chunk down money on that too. So or stalkerish, Nate Dog. Yeah, and typically I even try to look for watches that other people are not looking at. That would be another reason why I wouldn't buy this Tudor, because the whole watch enthusiast world out there is salivating over this watch. I'm going over here like, yeah, you guys go drool on that. I'm gonna go look somewhere else, and that's where I've been looking at the Squale. So much so, I'll even show you this. Before I would buy that, I'll tell you what I would buy. It's both less money, has the same kind of vibe, and I don't think anyone else is going to buy it. So if I walk into a room full of avid watch enthusiasts, nobody else in the room is going to have this watch. Maybe for good reason, I don't know. But I would probably consider buying this before I would buy the Tudor. It has the same warm vibes. It is also grade 5 titanium, which I don't think um I think it's grade 5, isn't it? I think it's grade 5. I don't think the Tudor is grade 5. I don't know what it is, but and I don't get hung up on the in-house movements and everything. I don't really care about all that stuff. They When this watch first came out, it was a butterfly clasp. They do offer a regular fold over clasp with a quick adjust on it now too. So and the water depth rating on this thing is ridiculous. This is a really cool watch. Like I still might actually even buy this watch just because I think it's slept on. Nobody really looks at it. Or if they do, they kind of dismiss it. It's too thick. It's too that. It's too this. The loom isn't great. I love it. I think it's a sandwich dial, but it's also framed in, and you can't really see it here, but the framing of the sandwich dial reliefs is a really nice brushed metal surface, and the oversized hands. It's just a great looking watch. Yeah, David, we actually covered that a little bit earlier in the show. I will reach out to Ginault and see if I can get one in for video. This is a good point. Every part of a watch can fail, i.e., spring bars, bad experience leads to buyer's design change oppositions. Yeah, that is true. These little things we wear on our wrist can absolutely fail. That also was a really cool watch. I need to reach out to Christopher Ward and see if they'll send me one for video. It seems like they have already sent them to everybody else. So now I'm actually kind of not interested in it, Paul, because everyone else is. So that's where, yes, I want to get the video of the watch, but I know I'll get a video of that watch over time. Somebody's going to send me one, whether it's Christopher Ward or you or somebody else. You know what I mean? So like, I'm no longer of the mindset of like fear of missing out of like getting a watch into video. Like I know it will happen over time. I just don't care. Like it's all I can do to just keep up with the videos that I do now, and the access that I have to such cool watches now is just off the chart. So I'm trying to fully exploit that before always focusing on the watches that all the other channels look at. I want watches that they're not videoing. Chrono Cray says that Squale Master is cool. I think it looks like an alternative to Omega No Time to Die, visually speaking. I agree. And it kind of also now looks similar to some of those Tudor. Evan says, Seiko pin systems suck. I hate it, but I still buy Seikos. I don't have a problem with Seiko pin systems. They've never failed me, I will say that. They might be a pain in the butt to size, but I don't have an issue with them. That's for sure. And Seiko is actually one of the watches, when I talk about focused purchasing, this Squale is on my list. I'll show you another watch that's on my list. We'll go to Seiko. Seiko watches. We'll go to Prospecs. And actually, I'll tell you right now, Chrono Craze that's in the chat, his videos are one of the reason I started, and I did a video on this watch. I've had this watch in hand. I did a video on it. I haven't posted it yet. I've already sent this watch back to Exquisite. Yet today, actually, I was watching Chrono Craze doing his wristwatch videos that he does on his channel. And now, like, I watched it and I was like, I've already handled this watch. I've already had it here. I've already had the opportunity to buy it. So I've sent it back. And I'm watching his video, and he's influencing me with a watch. So yeah, your SLA 077, you just posted up on the green strap. It made me think. I'm like, man, that's actually a really versatile watch. And I think I was a little bit let down when I was doing the video of it, with the dial being more silver. But the reality is, as soon as you get like a little bit away from your face, it looks white. It is more of a white dial, but it has like some pearl tones to it that make it look kind of silver when you look up close. So instead of like bulk buying a bunch of, a Willard or another Turtle or something like that, I think I might save up a separate budget for Seiko and pick up this guy, the SLA 077. I think that might be my big Seiko purchase. And then I still kind of want to see that Squale titanium. And is there another watch? I think there was another watch. I was kind of even looking at these new Squale 1545s, but I don't want to like get too caught up in one brand. Thoughts? Clayton has a good question. Thoughts on the Seiko Tudor versus the Islander SKX? So, well, I have both those watches. So why don't we just grab my Turtle, and we'll grab the Islander. So the Islander SKX. Basically this. So then we'll go to this screen, and then we'll go to here. Can you see him here? So I will say this. The Islander is remarkably less money. It is like kind of a no-brainer to purchase. Even if you're going to buy a Turtle, I think you could still buy the Islander. You could do both. Like it's so dang affordable, the Islander is. But so is the Turtle. Now, there's a lot of Turtle options, and I would say potentially go with the King Turtle, which is what that one is, and that's what Evan is asking, which Turtle King which only ones I buy. So I would get the King Turtle over a regular Turtle. There's nothing wrong with the regular Turtle, but I would just get the King Turtle. And then 100% get the Islander SKX style watch. That is such a great watch. Like it's in that orange one. I don't know if he has any of those left, but that's a really good looking orange one. So, some of them don't have the magnifier. Like this one doesn't have it. So not all models, not all King Turtles have the date magnifier. You just got to look what you're doing. Chris says he'd get the baby tuna. Let's see. Nate Dog says, I've been hunting for a Unimatic lately. Not going to say which one. Yeah. Unimatic actually just Did you guys see that new Unimatic release they did? Let me see if I can find it. Freaking cool looking watch. I gotta find it though. Unimatic. Let me bring my shared screen up. Do you guys see these? So what they've did here, I guess I can share this because I don't think anyone's going to do it. So a little over a year ago, I pitched an idea similar to this to a pretty well-known watch brand, a big watch brand, and they were receptive at first, and then they understood exactly what I was really trying to do, and they said, "Yeah, I don't think we can do that." So I was like, "Okay." So then I moved on to another brand, and that brand says, "Oh, that brand said they wouldn't do it or couldn't do it," and I said, "Well, yeah." And they're like, "Oh shit! Well, now we want to do it." And this was a micro brand, and then we just didn't move forward with it. And then a year later, I see Unimatic do this, and I'm like, "Son of a bitch!" They basically did my idea that I had pitched to a couple of brands, but they did it more sustainable, I think, than what I was originally thinking. I think it's great. So the hour, minute, and second hand, there's three different colors, and they just did them in the three different combinations, so you have multiple different variations of the same watch. I think it's freaking cool. I was gonna do it with a couple of more hard elements instead of just doing the hands, and I was gonna call it the Harlequin. So like the old Volkswagen Harlequin, um, where it had multicolored panels. That's what that my idea was. Um, so I pretty much just it's over now because Unimatic already did it. So, but these are the smaller case sizes. If they do it in a larger case size, I'll pick one up. Anyway, I'm both sad that it wasn't me that was part of the reason why this came to market, and also happy that actually my idea, even though they didn't get it from me, their designers came up with it. I'm sure. We just happen to have the same idea. Anyway, um, okay, let's go here. Brendan says, anyone have an opinion on the different Seiko cocktail times, like the SRPD 37 versus the Mojito SRPE 45? Let's go look them up. Let's go look them up. Seiko SRPD 37. So that's a darker green one. I'm sure it looks fine. It's not my favorite. SRPE 45. Wait, that's not the one I have, is it? Oh no, I got a different one. Is that one's, I like this one more than I like the SRPE 45. Plus it's called the Mojito. Actually, I've seen that watch. That's a cool looking watch. Plus, I don't know about you, but I like a good Mojito. But I will say I do have this one, and it's not. I don't think it's considered the cocktail time, but it's a brown dial with a gold trim. Seiko does great job with their dial colors and stuff. Where can I put this? Can I put this here? Getting a little crowded there. Yeah, I would go for the Mojito. And evidence saying Mojito should be on sale, older models. I thought Trifecta had it. If you didn't have it in stock, I'm sure you could get it. Let's go filter, Seiko apply. Actually, what is it called? SRPE 45. Okay, no, he doesn't have it in stock, but and I don't know if Exquisite does, but Trifecta could get it. I'm not sure if Exquisite has it. There you go. Exquisite, $340. There you go. And oh, I don't have a discount code for Exquisite, but it's already on sale. $340. Right there you go, Evan. 100% correct on that one. See, check out the Lark cocktail. Way nicer. Oh, Mimo has it too? Oh, shit. He's got it on the front of his page. Mimo might even be less. Mimo's got two of them. So if you go to this here, mimosjewelry.com, search up the SRPE 45, use the checkout code random and see what kind of discount code you get. He's got two of them. If it doesn't yield you the discount that you were hoping for, or if it's close to Exquisite or whatever, you can do it to either one of them. You could call Tyler at Exquisite and say, hey, I was on Rob's live stream and he said I should call you. And you could do it with Mimo. You could call him up tomorrow and be like, hey, Rob on his live stream said you had two of these and that you sell me one at a killer deal, blah, blah, blah. And see what happens. Let's see. Paul says, Rob, do you know if there are any good sales coming up for the holidays from watch vendors or stores? There always is, but I will tell you this, Paul. I have a pretty epic, I guess, Black Friday. I'll probably do a good amount of watches on the day after Thanksgiving. And I have probably one of the most insane Seiko lineup for we're not going to call it Sunday Funday, but it basically is that you guys have ever seen. These watches are just insane awesome. And I will offer them at pretty killer prices. So Friday Funday sale. Yeah, maybe that's what it's going to be. It'll be a Friday Funday instead of a Sunday Funday. So yeah, you're definitely going to want to tune in for that. These guys, they're super, super hard to find watches, and I'm going to give them good price points. A ton of Seikos. I have some Oris, Hamilton, and who knows else what I got coming in. I got a Ginault coming in. Yeah, I got a bunch of watches coming in. So Orange Friday. All right, where are we at here? 53. Oh shit, we're already 53 minutes in. Dude, a Seiko collector over here. Well, you're gonna want to pay attention. I'm telling you, because this lineup, there's a lot of really hard to get. I'll tell you what. I'll share a couple with you. I'm not going to share a bunch because I don't want to give too much prelude to it. But I will share. There's some really crazy Thailand releases, not Zimbies, but like just really rare stuff. Let me find the list. So, for example, there will be, and this isn't going to be everybody's jam. I know that. SRPH 35. So, like one of image. How do I? There's one. Okay, I don't want all that. There's one of these. I didn't even know this watch existed. So there's one of these, which is epic, right? What website is this? Strap Seeker. Okay. Then there's one of Oh, that's not right. There's one of these. Again, didn't even really know this one existed. It's a rainbow 4th gen monster. Thing is ridiculous. I might even fall in love with that one when it comes in. We'll see. Um, check this out. There's one of these. Um, actually, there's one of those too. But there's the red one too. So you got some SLAs, and then there's some more simple things like the SBSA067. Search, do it. There's like one of these. Still, you know, just different. There's gonna be gonna be an insane sale. So I have not looked at their new bracelets, but no, I don't have any plans of bringing in a Zen. If any of the Zen dealers wanted to send me watches to video, then I would consider that. But otherwise, no. Manny, hit me up on the side. Chrono Thailand got a lot of cool Seiko exclusive limited editions. I hear they are the world capital for that. That makes sense. I mean, the when you go again rabbit hole searching for just Seiko Thailand releases, you will see the craziest, coolest things. They have like some of the best ones out there. Who texted me? Oh, Fedora Gent told me there was a 5. We're like 5 minutes in. We can go over. It doesn't matter too. We're celebrating a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Got to get up early and go vote tomorrow. I know most of you guys and most everybody I talked to voted earlier or however you do that, but I like to go on election day. So I'm going to get up early and go wait in line and go vote. Fedora Gent says, due to Chrono Craze comes to San Francisco Windup next year. I want to meet him. He goes, I think he goes every year to him, I thought. Let's see. The Zimby Baby Tuna might be my favorite purchase of the year. I actually have, I think I have that watch. Is that gray with the orange? I have that watch, James, and I need to sell it. I need to find it and I need to sell it. So if anybody's looking for one of those, I'm going to probably put that on the sale too. Yeah, I don't. It's just part of the process, right, Paul? Like, um, I get in most places it makes sense to do the voting the way they're doing it. But like for me, I'm kind of like small town, rural USA. It's like Mayberry basically. Um, yeah, I can get up and take my coffee with me and just wait in line and shoot the shit with the locals, and it's cool. Steve says, love the channel. Just received the Ginault Expeditioner with the black dial. Great release with Yachtmaster vibes. Yeah, that is a great looking watch for sure. I think they did a killer job. So good pickup on that. Let's see. No, I have the white dial Zimby Baby Tuna. All right, let me look that one up. SRPA 47. Oh, okay, that one. I have not handled that one unless I've seen yours or something. Yeah, there's like another one that's it's actually a smaller watch, but I don't remember what the part number is on it. Yeah, our sheriff is running unopposed. Like we have a bunch of our local positions that they're all like unopposed. It's pretty funny. Chrono says I missed Windup 23, got COVID just 2 days before. So what, man? You could have showed up and been a super spreader. I'm sure half the people there probably had COVID. But I will say that was my first successful San Francisco trip, not sick. Not like the two prior to that. I mean, I was sick, like I was sleeping on the bathroom floor sick. So I did have a good time. And turns out all you have to do is get a good amount of sleep, eat clean, and don't drink a shit ton of alcohol. Turns out if you do that, then you'll probably feel fine. Who would have guessed? Let's see. Yeah, yeah, it was good last year. Yeah, well, you were there the prior year, so you knew the not good Rob. So learned a lot, learned a lot about how to take care of myself. So hey now, no, actually, I don't think so. I don't have any relatives here, honestly. Oh, geez, touche, touche. There you go, Tim. Had an interesting coffee. We did, but you know what? It was everything was in moderation. So uh, behind the scenes thing, like Fedora Gent's one of my Bay Area crew guys, and they kind of like took me around everywhere. We went to some fantastic places. Um, and I was starting to drag a little bit, if completely honest. This was getting towards the end of the trip. And we went, I don't remember what was the name of that place, John? I can't remember what it was. Great old school place. You can tell the place has been there forever. So, um, but we were pulling up to the bar as we were like waiting to get, in line to get the I don't know what you call that system for getting the food or whatever, but it's called Tommy's. But not because we went to another place that was Tommy's where they have the chili burgers, not that one. That's a different Tommy's, right? That's Tommy's as well, isn't that? Not that place. This is like a real place. Um, and I should only remember what that coffee was. Fedora Gent was already having a coffee. I thought coffee. I'm like, you know what? I could actually go for a coffee. I'm kind of winding down a little bit. So he ordered me a coffee, but um, it was there's alcohol in it. It wasn't. It was also coffee, but it was like a coffee with a liqueur in it. Still really good. It was still really good, and I got a little bit of coffee, and just a little bit. So that's the thing, just a little bit in moderation, spread out over time, totally fine. Didn't get sick. Is there any loom? Do we have any loom on the table? Let's turn that off. They're not pouring concrete. Oh, geez. Um, they'll just mix it, right? I think, right? Because concrete will still cure. Of course, you're talking Celsius. I don't know what 39 Celsius versus Fahrenheit is. I'm thinking Fahrenheit. All right, let's turn off some studio lights. Irish. Yeah, but it wasn't Irish coffee. Was it? No, Fedora Jen. It wasn't Irish coffee. It was something else. But it was kind of that same thing. Yeah, there's a little bit of loom over there. Who's the King Dogs? I mean, the Seiko and the Islander are basically the champs in that one. Oh, you just call it a Mexican coffee. So it's, oh my God. Nate Dogg. Yeah, you know what? We're joking, but his concrete probably is red. And if it isn't red, because it's 102 degrees, it will turn red because yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, Australia is Mars. And on that note, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.